Oh, Tommy boy. Tommy boy. No need to cry over spilt spaghetti. Guys, he just threw his whole plate down. Ah! Are you done? Are you done?
He threw his whole plate down. He threw his whole plate down.
Come here. Let's shake off. Shake off. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. So, Tommy, what are you saying? What are you thinking? He didn't really love spaghetti. He chucked it on the ground. Good morning. We are starting our vlog today because we, 1, need to take a bath. We need to clean up our messy face. 2, we need to find something that he wants to eat. And 3, he needs his very first haircut. All right, Mr. Tommy. Are you ready? How old was Jackson when we cut his hair? Jackson is 8 months old and I have not cut his hair at all. He had a lot more hair.
He did. I remember that clear as day, filming that in our first apartment. He had a green bumbo. And that was like one of our intro videos, I think.
Yeah.
Or 70.
I remember the green bumbo.
You do? Fun. And now Tommy's getting his first haircut in the blue bumbo.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna make this quick because kids don't have a lot of time. So I wanna tell you guys, Tommy is only 9 months old. He doesn't have a ton of hair, so a lot of people might be like, what, why are you cutting their hair? I cut my kids' hair very early on for a few reasons. The first reason is to get them used to me cutting their hair. A lot of times people like to wait until their baby is 1 year old to do it. I've always just liked to do it as soon as I can because I want them to get familiarized with sitting for a minute with a cover on them and scissors. So that's why I like to cut their hair a little bit earlier. The reason why I'm cutting Tommy's hair today is because their hair is very uneven as it grows. The side of his hair is a lot longer than, like, he barely has any hair on top. So his sides are a lot longer. I don't want to chop it off and cut it short, but all I'm gonna do is just cut it around so it doesn't touch his ears. And this is the only spot on his head that's full. Everywhere else is not full. So it really just doesn't look good. And when they get to 1.5 years, it's gonna be so uneven. So right now, I'm just gonna trim a little bit of it. That way all of his hair is somewhat even, so as it grows, it appears fuller because those light frayed ends are cut. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. Now with Jackson's hair, I remember he had enough hair for me to use clippers on his hair. I think I use like a number 2 or a number 3 and I clipper his side. See, I gotta stop talking. All I'm gonna do is I'm combing this one little section down right here and you can see his hair right here. It's okay. Where's your car? Broom, 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 broom. Oh, where's your car? Broom, 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 broom. And I'm going to lightly cut just around his ear and they wiggle lots and fast. But see, that's why I'm doing this now, is so that he's familiarized with this. So here in like a few months, he will be familiar with it. See, just a little bit by his ear. And then I'm gonna comb this section right here with my fingers. So right now he's like not having it. And do we want to put on a little show?
We could do that.
Let's do that. I'm just gonna go around his ears a little bit. This is why I've always done my boys' hair as well early on. I'll always put gel in their hair. That way they're just used to me doing their hair. I've never been like, we need to do your hair right now, and I've gotten like stressed and stuff like that. My kids are just really used to me doing their hair all the time because I started at such a young age. And it's funny because now my 5-year-old, he'll get out of the tub and he will naturally go grab a comb and comb his hair just because he's just used to that's the process. Mama, mama. Now I've done this with my kids as well with the fingernail clippers. Like I will always cut their fingernails at a young age and I do it consistently. I don't just do it once. Like I do it pretty consistently so that they can get used to it. And Tommy is my only one that doesn't like me cutting his fingernails. All the other kids would kind of be quiet and sit still. He doesn't like it. So yeah, I'm starting that young. Also, something that I do with the kids' hair is I'll take the comb and I'll do scissor over comb where I'll hold it like this and you'll see all that hair and I go in and cut it that way all the way up. And right now, like he's just done. But you know what, we're gonna keep going. We're almost done. And I'm just cutting those really thin, like they're just super thin on the ends. So, and that's pretty much it. It was just those sides that needed it. I'll just kind of go up on top and grab and you can just see how uneven the hair is. I'm just gonna grab just those ends. I'm hardly even taking any off. It's just those thin ends. So it really appears like I'm really not doing much of a cut, but as his hair grows, it is gonna look so much fuller and more even. See, just the very tips. Every kid is so different when you cut their hair, and obviously he's still just so little. But when I would work in the salon, oftentimes parents would wait a long time to get the kids' haircuts because the kids just didn't like them. And I always suggested to come back sooner than later because it's a lot harder to cut someone's hair when it's so grown out. The kids end up having to sit a little bit longer. So I like to cut them pretty consistently. But sometimes that varies. I used to have a few clients that were special needs, and that was a challenge, and so they couldn't come all the time. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do and how your kid acts and reacts to haircuts. But that's what I've always done. It doesn't seem like much. It literally was probably 2 minutes. He was in his little bumbo for 2 minutes. Just enough for me to comb, cut around his ear, just get those fluffy sides trimmed down. You can hardly even tell, but I know that as it grows out, it'll look that much better. And with Jackson and Calvin, we have a change of scenery because they have a lot more hair. So we go outside, and luckily it's warmed up. Throughout the winter, we've been doing their haircuts in the garage with a heater lamp. So I always do a number 1 with Jackson, and I always kind of hold the comb, like where his eyebrow is, about an inch above his eyebrow. So that's about how far I go up with the number 1. Hi, Miss Penny. And then I will put the blade down so it's not so short, and I will go like this and kind of soften that edge. You have a lot of hair, bud.
Yeah.
Is that because you're 5 years old?
This is something I don't like to do. I don't like to cut kids' hair when it's nappy or when they have bad head. So this is something I usually will make sure beforehand that it's not done, but it's kind of getting close to bedtime and we're all kind of rushed. So that's something I typically try and make sure that their hair is nice and smooth. That way it's laying the best it can. Because if I cut that, it's probably gonna be uneven because it's all swirly.
You look like you're happy to be here, Jackson.
Yeah.
Do you like haircuts or do you not like haircuts?
I do not.
You do not like haircuts.
Well, you are good to sit there while you get up.
You sure are. So when I do Jackson's hair, I usually will kind of part it. Like when I fix it in the morning with gel, I will part it and kind of just like brush it over. So while I cut it, that's how I'm gonna have it look. What?
He crossed his eyes.
You
No,
did?
I was looking at my nose.
Oh. Look at your nose again. Open your eyes really wide and look at your nose.
I love it. So yeah, I'll kind of just comb it just so as I'm cutting it, that's kind of how I want to fix it. So now I'm just blending. This is like one of the hardest things to learn, especially if you haven't gone to hair school. But I just like hold my comb up where it stops, because right here it'll stop. And that's the stuff that you'll want to cut, is just right there. And then I'll lift it up some more and it'll stop, and that's what I want to cut. So this definitely takes some practice to do, especially with wiggly kids. But luckily, Jackson, you are very used to me cutting your hair, huh? When I do his hair, I want to be able to see where I part it. So I'll take the trimmers and just lightly hard part where I want it to comb. Okay, hold real still. This is important, okay? Hold real still. Wonderful.
You have a funny face.
Another huge thing that will help you blending when you're cutting hair, especially if you're new to it, is take thinning shears. Look straight, and you can lift it up, and wherever you're having a hard time blending, this will really help. Especially kids, if they won't hold still long enough. You want to spray everything.
Yeah.
So now I'm just gonna go through and blend this all, and then I'll cut the top. And I'm not gonna take much off his hair, because I really like his hair to be longer. And I usually will point cut Jackson's hair because I really don't like it cut straight across because it looks really harsh. So I'll usually just pull it up and just kind of point cut at it. Okay, you're all done. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
You're
I'm so
so welcome. Go play for a minute before bath time. That was really sweet. I did not tell him to say thanks. You're just so sweet. Okay, Calvin, your turn. Okay, be done cleaning and come over here. If you guys look at Calvin's hair, Calvin has very fine baby hair. It has always been very, very fine, and it's taken a lot of years to grow. He is almost 4. So what I'm doing with him is I'm not using any clippers on his hair. I'm just using scissors because his hair is thinner and I don't like it very short. He has a little wave to it that I really like, so if I cut all the wave off, you just like won't see it. I just did the edges, and now I'm gonna start at the bottom of his hair or the back of his hair, and I'm literally just gonna take the ends off like I did with Tommy. So I'm not gonna cut very much, and then when I get to the sides, I'll probably take that much, and then I cut off the top. With Calvin, I'm pretty much done. Will you look up, hun? When I do Calvin's hair in the morning, I always comb the sides forward, and then I'll lightly put gel in it, and I'll do this to the top because then you can see his wave. I really like that, how I fix Calvin's. I've been using the same hair gel for over 5 years. I get it at Walmart. It's called Got To Be Glue, but it's in this specific package. I'll link it in the description. I need to get some more. But I like it because my kids' hair stays all day, and even when they mess up and roll around and they're wrestling or they're playing at neighbors, they come back and their hair still is decent. So I like that gel the best. That's what's worked for me. It still touches his ears a little bit, but I like that about Calvin's. I like his to be a little bit longer. So that is all 3 of the boys. Yes, go play for 1 second while I clean up.
I want to spray everything.
You want to spray everything? I used to have a few clients that were special needs children and just some kids that were younger that were having a hard time getting their hair cut. And I would sit them in the chair and give them my squirt bottle, and they would sit and squirt the mirror for the whole time. They loved it. They thought it was so fun to make a mess. They would spray the mirror while I cut their hair. So I like doing something to help entertain kids as well. Even though suckers are really messy, like they have a sucker in their mouth and then hair gets everywhere, it's kind of gross, but sometimes that helps too. So we've done that as well. So that is me cutting all 3 of my little boys' hairs.
Hi.
But not Jared's. We don't have time to cut his today. I'm having a hard time today. I'm just, my eyes hurt a lot, so I need to like rest them. That's how I feel. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go give everybody's bath. Thank you guys so much for watching this video of me cutting the boys' hair. I hope you guys learned a tip here or there. Oh, wait, you got hair on you. we gotta shake off before we go inside. We are getting ready to go see some friends, and so we wanted to spruce up and look really good. Are you excited, Mr. Cal? Let me see you. Oh, you look handsome. Okay, we will see you guys in our next video. Bye, guys.